Welcome to another video. This video is sponsored by Eleanor's Cheesecake, voted best cheesecake in Cincinnati. It comes in 4 delicious flavors: plain, Oreo, key lime, and cherry. Available exclusively at the Kroger on 262 West Main Street, Amelia, Ohio. Okay, on with the video. This puzzle is a mate in 2, white to move. So if you want to pause the screen and see if you can figure it out, the next move for white, do that now. If you want some clues, notice this rook right here. That if this knight wasn't here, that rook would guard this whole row, and the king would have no escape. So that's a big thing to notice. Also notice, if this queen came here, with the support of this knight, it would be checkmate if this knight wasn't here. It'd be nice to get rid of that knight. So in a game, a person might notice, wow, if I could just bring my queen here, it would be checkmate, except I would lose my queen because this knight would take it. See, queen takes pawn. And once white sees that the queen is being taken by the knight, they would think, okay, well, I'm not doing that. So they don't do that. But it's good to take it to the next level. So say, well, okay, well, let's just wait and see. If I do take that pawn, you know, the king can't go anywhere. I mean, he can't go here, and he can't go here, because the queen's right there. So the only thing black can do is take. And you say, wow, I've just lost a queen, I'm not doing that. But wait a minute. You've got to visualize this is what the board is going to look like after you've just lost your queen. This is important to be able to do. You know that this rook is potentially guarding all of these squares if this knight wasn't here. Is there a place this knight could go so that this rook can be guarding that? And wouldn't it be great if this knight could put the king in check? The king has no escape squares if this knight is out of the way and can put the king in check. What if the knight goes here? King is in check. Nothing can take the knight, and the king can't go here or here. So that would be checkmate, mate in 2. Isn't that something? But how many people on first glance would say, well, if I take that pawn, he's just going to take my queen, so that's not a good move. But you need to be able to visualize what would the screen look like. This is what the screen would look like if you lost your queen. And is there a potential good move for you? And if you see the knight going right there, and that means you're thinking a couple moves ahead, and you could have won mate in 2. So that's really, really cool to be able to say, even though your first reaction is, oh man, that would be a great move, but then I'm just going to lose my queen. But to allow yourself to visualize that for just a second to see, if the board is set up like this, do I have something I could do? And yes, checkmate right there. All right, let's do another one. Black to move, mate in 2. So if you want to try to figure out the first move on your own, pause the screen now. Otherwise, I'm going to give you some data. Okay, the data is, notice that this rook right here, just like in the last example, he covers this whole row if this knight wasn't there. So that's something to think about. Also notice this bishop guards all of these squares. So that's something to think about. So the next right move for black is simply to put the queen right there. Where can the king go? The king can't take the queen because the bishop guards it. The king can't go here because of the queen, and the king can't go here because of the queen. So white's only move is to capture the queen. But by moving the knight, this rook guards all these squares, and this bishop guards that square. So the king has no escape squares. Is there a piece that black has that could check the king and not be captured? Well, you could put the knight here, and that puts the king in check. But this bishop could take it. What about right here? Check and mate. King can't go anywhere. That's awesome. Okay, well that was fun. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening.